They say power reveals who a person truly is. And when power lasts not years, not decades, but nearly an entire human lifetime, the results can be deeply unsettling. Tonight, we travel back more than 4,000 years to the burning sands of ancient Egypt to meet a king who ruled longer than almost any monarch in history. A boy who became a god king. A ruler whose reign stretched so long that generations were born, aged, and died under his shadow. His name was Pepi II. And behind the monuments and royal titles lies one of the most disturbing stories ever whispered about a pharaoh. Pepi II ascended the throne at around 6 years old. A child crowned as the living embodiment of Horus, believed to be divine, untouchable, unquestionable. At first, Egypt prospered. The Nile flowed, temples rose, and officials praised the young king endlessly. But as the years passed, something began to rot beneath the gold and incense. Pepi II did not rule for 20 or 30 years. He ruled for over 90 years. Imagine that. Absolute power, no rivals, no limits. From childhood to extreme old age. By the time Pepi II was an old man, almost everyone who remembered a different ruler was long dead. Egypt itself had grown old with him. And with that unbroken power came behaviors that ancient texts describe in uneasy tones. One story, preserved in royal inscriptions, describes Pepi II's strange obsession with a military general's wife. According to the text, the pharaoh would secretly leave his palace at night, disguising himself just to visit her. Not once, not twice, repeatedly. The inscription is careful, vague, and polite, but the implication is unmistakable. Even in a civilization that treated pharaohs as gods, this behavior was shocking enough to be recorded. This was not love. This was possession. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh owned everything: the land, the people, even morality itself. Saying no to the king was unthinkable. Consent, as we understand it today, did not exist when a god demanded something. Pepi II's desires were law, but this was only the beginning. As Pepi II aged, his court changed. Loyal officials died off. New ones rose, less devoted to Egypt and more devoted to their own survival. Power fractured. Governors began acting like kings. The centralized authority that once held Egypt together slowly collapsed, while the pharaoh remained physically present, but increasingly detached from reality. Ancient records describe a ruler obsessed with pleasure, ceremony, and control, while the kingdom around him weakened. Crops failed, trade declined, corruption spread, and still, Pepi II lived on. Some historians believe his extreme longevity itself became a curse. No peaceful transfer of power, no fresh leadership, just one aging ruler clinging to godhood while the state decayed. And then there are the rumors. Never written plainly, only hinted at. Court whispers of excess, of punishments delivered for amusement rather than justice, of servants whose lives existed solely to satisfy the king's personal cravings. Ancient Egyptian writers were careful not to openly accuse a pharaoh of depravity, but silence itself can speak volumes. In one text, Pepi II is praised not for wisdom or mercy, but for doing whatever his heart desired. In royal language, that phrase often hid darker truths. By the end of his reign, Egypt was exhausted. The Old Kingdom, the age of the Great Pyramids, collapsed shortly after his death. Civil war followed. Famine followed. Order dissolved. It was as if the land itself had finally been released from the weight of one man's endless rule. Pepi II died at an unimaginable age for the ancient world. Some say 94, others say even older. A king who outlived his children, his officials, and nearly his entire generation. And when he was gone, Egypt did not mourn him as it had mourned other great pharaohs. No grand new age began. No golden legacy followed. Instead, historians look back and see Pepi II as a warning of what happens when power has no limits. When a ruler is never challenged, when desire replaces duty, when a man is told he is a god for so long that he forgets what it means to be human. Pepi II is remembered not for conquest, not for wisdom, but for excess, obsession, and decay. And perhaps that is the most disturbing part of his story. Because the most dangerous rulers in history are not always monsters from the beginning. Sometimes they are just children, given crowns, and never taught how to stop ruling themselves. And as the desert winds move across the ruins of ancient Egypt, Pepi II's name still lingers, etched not in glory, but in quiet unease.